Regina Caeli, In tonight's meditation, we further reflect on our vocation to be apostles of Mary. That is, we reflect on our mission of helping Our Lady to conquer the whole world for the kingdom of her Son, Jesus Christ. And when faced with this mission, which is truly a battle and a difficult one, we can make up excuses and be filled with worries. We make excuses, and principally too, which we consider tonight, we think that we don't have the means for such a demanding mission, or that the mission is simply too difficult for us to undertake. And Our Lady, in her maternal way, dispels both these doubts that might hinder us, that might prevent us from undertaking the apostleship to which she calls us. Let's listen to what she has to say to us. You are resolved to be my apostle, Mary says, but you wonder how in your present situation you can be one. If you are not invested with the priesthood, you might be saying to yourself, you have received no mission to preach, and therefore we might say, well, not a priest. I don't have to preach. How can I be an apostle? And to answer this, Our Lady makes an interesting comparison. Look about you, my son, she says. Do you see those propagators of revolutionary doctrines who periodically succeed one another in the world and who win over millions of followers in a few years? With what priesthood are they clothed? Who gave them the mission to preach? Many of them had to brave insults, persecutions, imprisonment, sometimes even the scaffold or the firing squad in order to attain their purpose. They had become passionate apostles of an idea, or rather of a and they succeeded. And you, the apostle of Christ and of his mother, you wonder how you can succeed. And do not argue that these apostles of falsehood have it easy, since they have but to flatter the passions, and men will applaud. And how many of these false apostles are there out there? Plenty in every age. You have means of success that are much more powerful. To satisfy the profound aspirations of men, you have the doctrine of truth, which makes them free, the secret of happiness, which satisfies them, the knowledge of God for whom they long, and as support, you have the all-powerful assistance of God. Reflect on this. Did the first preachers of the gospel flatter the passions of the pagans and the Jews to whom they preached? Yet they converted countless multitudes with amazing rapidity, and all because there burned in them the sacred flame of apostolic zeal. Had that flame burned as intensely in the hearts of their successors, the name of my Son would have been preached to every creature centuries ago. And it is this flame that you must enkindle in your soul, Our Lady says. How? Come follow me to Calvary. See the body of Jesus trembling under those frightful tortures. See above all how his soul is prey to agony, 1,000-fold times more frightful than the pains of his body. And what is it that fills him with this infinite desolation? It is the vision of countless men for whom he is shedding his blood in vain, because they will resist the call of grace, because those who should continue the saving work of the redemption in their behalf will neglect their charge. And listen how Jesus speaks to you, to us. Woman, behold thy son, behold thy mother. It is to me and to you that he speaks. Woman, behold thy son. He will aid you to save your children, children who without his help would be eternally lost. He will lead those poor, erring creatures back to you. He will help you in your apostolic mission and bring consolation to us both. Our Lady concludes, may the spectacle of Calvary ever pursue you. May the cry of the dying Christ and the sighs of your suffering mother resound night and day in your ears. Then you will really get to be an apostle. Listen again. Our Lord says, I thirst in my body. I thirst above all in my heart. Will he who replaces me at my mother's side give me the souls I crave? It is to us that our Lord addresses these words, and with a faithful soul and strengthened by Our Lady, we respond, "O my Mother, never allow me to forget my three loves which you inspire me, which Jesus inspires me, Jesus, Mary, and souls."